Hey Brett bitches, y'all miss me. I know she lying bringing me all this hair to braid down, but I just braided them straight back, nothing fancy. And then I cleaned the skin in front of her hairline with some alcohol, and in order to keep her real edges back and out the way of the glue, I sprayed the entire hairline with Got To Be, and I blow dried it until it was dry before I moved on to the next step. Before I do the bald cap, I like to clean in front of the hairline one more time with alcohol, and then I go ahead and I put the cap on. As usual, after you put the cap on, I like to cut the ears out of the cap in order to help the cap lay flatter before I put the glue. Some people use hairspray, some people use gel, but in order for me to mold down my ball caps, I like to use one layer of white glue across the hairline and on top of the ears, and then I even or smooth that layer out with the rat tail comb, and I wait for it to dry clear. I took two LA Girl concealers and I mixed them in order to get this shade right here, and I put this all over the front of the cap, and then I went and I cut off the front of the cap up until where I applied the glue. Next, I clean in front of the ball cap one more time before I start applying the glue in order to lay the wig. I applied 3 layers of this Ghost Bond glue. So when I'm evening out this layer of glue, I'm trying not to bring it too far out on her forehead, because her forehead is already not even that big. If I bring this glue any further forward, it's gonna be sitting on her eyebrows, and that's not gonna be a look at all. I have this video on my channel of me doing the same style on myself, and my forehead is way bigger than hers, and trust me, it's fine to put on a wig and not make your forehead look like it's 1 centimeter big. I also like to do it in sections. Like, I don't like to just apply glue all across the entire hairline, because more than likely there's going to be too much glue on one side that I could just use on the other side instead of just putting glue across the entire hairline all at once. And I never neglect to put glue on top of the ears. This helps the wig lay flatter and it'll be more secure. Applying the glue in sections also helps, because by the time you get back to this side, it's already dried clear, and you could go on with like your second, your third layer, whatever the case. You can still layer glue on top of each other even if it's not dried clear yet, because I've seen Arrogante do it, but I guess we're not Arrogante, so we're just gonna wait for it to dry clear before we add extra layers, child. So after all 3 layers of the white glue dry, I go in with my 4th layer of glue, but it's the clear glue. It's the Walker's tape glue. I think the Walker's tape glue is like a Miami stylist thing, because I don't think it gets as hot as it gets in Miami where other people live, so they don't really have to use this tacky strong glue. But no, down here, no, it's like almost a necessity to use this glue. And after I apply the clear glue with the applicator, I still like to go in with my comb to make sure that that layer is very thin, because if it's too thick, I've had cases where the clear glue will seep through the lace and it's damn near impossible to clean it off. This wig I made for her birthday several months ago, and we installed it. I think she put it on herself a couple times too, so it's been plucked, been bleached. I have plucking and bleaching videos on my channel, go watch them. But in order to reinstall it, I like to tug the lace and I like to apply it section by section. First I start off in the middle, and then as I'm applying the sides, I still don't apply it just all at once. I still like to break it down into pieces when I'm applying the sides as well, because that's going to prevent the wig from like rippling and having bubbles in it, and it's going to help it lay flat. But this wig, I made it using 3 bundles from my hair collection, 3 30-inch straight bundles, and a 22 or 20-inch straight HD lace frontal. If you guys want me to make a video on how I hand make frontal wigs, then let me know. But I do have a video on my channel as far as how to make a lace closure wig, so go watch it. And before I start tugging and pulling, trying to tack down the opposite side, I make sure that she is holding on to the other side because this glue is not dry yet. The lace is not dried into the glue yet. If I pull too hard, it probably will lift up and go flying. Next, I tied it down and I allowed it to blow dry on the heat setting for probably like about 10 minutes. When I took the band off, I started combing out the hairline just to make sure I'm softening those hairs back up. And yes, clearly this ear tab want to act like stupid, so I'm gonna have to go back and reapply some glue. But before then, I'm just making sure that I am fitting the wig to her head. So sometimes when you reapply the lace, you'll notice that you'll be cutting off lace even on your third, fourth application. Sometimes when you reapply it, you just installed it in a different position from the first time you installed it. So you got to go back and clean it and make sure that the lace is sitting comfortably and sitting right on top of the ears. Back to the ear tab that want to play crazy. I'm applying some clear glue only, but I'm applying like about 2 layers of the clear glue, and I do this on both sides before I tack them back down. After I applied the 2 extra layers of glue to both ear tabs, I used my fingers to lightly press the lace into the glue, and then I have her hold on to like the hair to keep the lace down while I do the same thing to the other side. While she's still holding on, like pulling the hair down towards her sideburns to keep that lace that I just tacked down, I am cutting off the excess lace across the rest of her hairline. You can add extra glue if you want this lace here, but a lot of this lace didn't even have no hair on it anymore at this point because it's starting to bald. So I'm just cutting it off using zigzag, like a zigzag cutting pattern. HD lace usually does a great job of just melting into the skin on its own, so I'm not putting too much makeup on it. I just put the whatever makeup was left on my brush from the ball cap on the hairline before I sprayed the entire hairline with Got To Be, and I tied her hair down and I had her hold the blow dry to her hair while I flat ironed the back of the wig. When I took the band off, I combed through her hairline to soften up the hair again from the Got To Be spray, and she is doing a part in the middle, so I just parted the hair in the middle and I used my hot comb with my flat iron in order to get the frontal flat because the back of the hair is already flat ironed. But I'm just going to let you guys watch that because it's pretty self-explanatory from here. To tame the flyaways on top of her head and to help the top of the wig lay flatter, I just use some holding spray. This is the Masterpiece holding spray from Bedhead. I comb through it to make sure that the hair is in the position that I want it to be in, and then I blow dry it in order to mold it in place. I also like to part out a section from the frontal just to cover the tracks in the back, and I do the same thing to this part. I use the hairspray and I use my blow dryer or the hot comb in order to mold it into place. Because this is a no baby hair look, I like for the hairline to look slick back, so I spray this little edges brush that I have with Got To Be, and then I brush the hairline backwards, and that just helps it to look like more sleek and neater. You could also not use any hairspray and use a wax stick instead, but look how much lighter and free and movable this hair looks without any wax on it, barely any product on it at all. But then again, this ain't no regular hair, this hair from House of Veins, so I don't know. I'm defining the part with some makeup, and that's just gonna make the hairstyle look more natural, and then I use some black spray on the top. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Use the code on screen to shop House of Vein, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, bitches.